Yeah, Dollar General Marketplace.
DG Markets have food.
Yeah, DG Markets.
There's one in Vance.
The thing that's like taking the highway by storm is the new Family Dollar Tree combinations.
Dude, those are huge.
We just got one in town.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, whichever way you say it, you're always right.
Which was the orange one?
now.
What's the orange one?
The orange one is the Family Dollar.
Is
it's Family Dollar.
Is it two separate stores, or are they just combining the names for brand recognition?
Well, it's Family Dollar, Family Tree, or Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, and then Dollar General. I'm pretty sure they're all separate.
Dollar General is separate.
But now the dollars and the trees
are
the families in the trees have joined forces like WCW and ECW and the Alliance to destroy WWF.
I was going to go with
good luck.
I was going to go with the combination.
Probably going to go about the same.
I was going to bring
all things considered.
I was going to bring up the combination KFC Taco Bell's.
Oh God.
Well, at least there, you would buy different things at a KFC and a Taco Bell. What are you going to buy different at a Dollar Tree or a Family Dollar?
KFC, Taco Bell have the same parent company.
I just don't understand. It's the same building. Like the Family Dollar, it is now converted into a Family Dollar Tree by where Oz Music used to be.
Dollar Bill, y'all.
Yeah, that's now a Splitsky store for some reason.
Wow.
So Family Dollar Tree,
and they've built brand new ones. Like I've seen them on the way when I'm going home on 82.
They're doing it just so we'll talk about it.
Well,
We're giving them
the
free
CVS at 5 Points. It's a Family or Dollar Tree now.
Really?
What?
Yeah, because that CVS closed.
Oh.
Yeah. CVS
the Rite Aid, whatever was in the shopping center with the Winn-Dixie.
Probably Rite Aid.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Rite Aid. The Rite Aid closed.
Rite Aid's are dying left and right.
Yeah, and that's the Family Dollar Tree General now.
Well, what kills me about that is one of these combo stores is literally spitting distance from a Dollar General. It's like Dollar General, Bush, the combo dollar store.
Dollar General is kind of in a tier above those two, I would say. I mean,
is it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about in prevalence and distribution.
I mean, you're not wrong there.
I'm talking about size wise, dude. Dollar General is just insane. They're like, we want a Dollar General within 15 miles of anywhere, and it's insane.
Next time you go to my house, there are 4 on the way to my house.
Oh, I believe it.
They built a brand new one, and then they built there's one over in the Piggly Wiggly shopping center. There's one down from the house, and then there's another one even further down. And it's just
one thing to notice every time you see a Dollar Tree or a Subway, look for the other because they're typically next to each other. I've found.
Our Subway's kind of far out of the.
Well, you know how they tore down the Fire College across from the Chick-fil-A? They're going to be building a Chick-fil-A there.
Huh. I think the drive-thru one's moving over there, isn't it?
No one has confirmed that yet.
Oh.
They'll still make money.
Yeah. So everyone's just assuming, no, just have 2 Chick-fil-A's across from each other. Why the fuck not?
No one has found the limit for demand Chick-fil-A yet. They just keep building them, and it just keeps filling demand. It's like adding lanes to the interstate,
I pointed out on our way the other day, and I was like, oh, look, that place for the Second and Charles is getting its own big sign out next to it where they can just list Second and Charles and all of this other bullshit that no one cares about.
Hey, I'm sure people care about Man and Grocery. Sort of.
Or Jason's Deli.
Plato's Closet. I like Jason's Deli.
I've gotten some good things from Plato's Closet before.
Yeah.
It's not so bad.
The sushi place is over there too.
OEC. Dude, that place is
That's
the
great.
best cheap sushi. There was one in Hoover and that shut down. I'm really sad.
How can that place be a closed store when the only time I've been in there, I when you're a kid, you get in the racks and whatnot. I did that, and then I was told, "Oh my God, you don't stick your face in there. You don't know where those have been." I'm just like, "Oh, thanks," and I immediately showered.
Huh. Yeah, no, it's a
in the
consignment
Jason's
store.
Deli parking lot.
Yeah, it's because people bring in their shit to sell, but no one ever washes it.
Yeah,
I think the thrift store does wash all their shit before they throw it on the racks.
Consignments
probably not
don't.
Play-Doh. Yeah.
Consignments we just threw it onto the floor. Didn't that just come off somebody's back? Yep.
Yeah, that's fine.
Ass.
Yeah,
it's crawling with mites. Don't care.
Just put it back in the underwear section. The what section?
The over there section.
Yeah. Play-Doh clearly had a really awful closet.
Yeah.
Play-Doh needs to get checked for STDs.
Well, I mean, Play-Doh didn't even need a closet. He wore a toga.
That's true.
The same one all the time.
All the time.
Never cleaned it, huh?
Nope.
Man.
It's like Vader. Never washed his gear.
Yep.
Wow.
He would actually go into his back to tank, and while he was in the back to tank,
someone getting Vader
his armor would be serviced.
We're talking about Big Van Vader, the professional wrestler. Sir.
You nerd.
You
always
fucking
forget
nerd.
that I'm like a different subspecies of nerd than you guys.
We're talking about wrestling.
Look,
not
don't
Star
I don't know
Wars.
shit about wrestling.
Fucking nerd.
I had to
I know
brain
a lot
process
about Star Wars.
because when he said it, my brain first went to, what? And then I was like, wait, no, he's talking wrestling.
Big fan.
Because like Jeremy's in this weird middle ground now. Because he used to watch wrestling some, and then we got him into wrestling. Now he's like fucking into wrestling.
I watched the G1 last year.
Yeah, right. And he's catching up on shit that he missed or that he didn't know. Stuff like Ken and I grew up watching VHS tapes of.
Yeah, still got a few of them.
Hell yeah.
Can't watch them, but I got them.
Yeah, you can't but say you
I
got
know,
that
but I'm
Postman Frank.
We
you
have
did give
the
me one, and thank you,
technology,
Frank.
like-
but it's a little jank. It's not his fault, but it's a little jank.
What's
You
wrong
can
with it?
buy
Did you try it?
VCRs.
I don't have a remote with a tracking button on it, and I don't think it rewinds all the way. It stops on every tape I've tried.
Well, not
Weird.
no.
It's weird.
You used to have to buy separate rewinders, right? I mean,
Yes,
I only learned about it the ancient manuscripts.
Other
but-
than fucking rental stores, who was that for? My uncle had a video tape rewinder.
Well, that was so you could rewind it once you've changed to a different movie. But really,
in the VCR.
yeah, but like if you want to like watch a movie, like I'm gonna watch this movie, and then you put the one you just finished into the rewinder while you're watching the new movie, so you don't have to take the time to rewind it.
What
Wow.
we're saying is, thank God for
And you're just
DVDs,
hearing,
right?
Actually, I believe that the separate rewinder was originally marketed to like fucking Blockbusters. And shit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And they were already making it, and there was an interest in the general public market, so they just released it that way. Like, why would you? It was like the beginning of when you had separate CD burning drives that you would buy for your computer.
Yeah.
For about 6 minutes, and then they were in your computer.
CDRWs.
Yeah.
I had to get one of those for my laptop when I was allegedly selling gray market DVDs.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Statute of limitations has
Allegedly.
expired
His
on
face is
this.
beat red right now, audience.
We
No.
were having this conversation earlier.
Imagine going to jail for like selling 6 DVDs in high school.
Man,
Thanks-
you'd be the
thanks, Miss
coolest-
McCracken.
You'd be the coolest kid in the fucking school.
I was.
You did time.
until one of my friend's moms found the DVD with the title scribbled on with Sharpie and was like, "Where'd you get this?" And
Someone ratted
she
you
worked
out.
at my school, and she was like the lunch lady, the money collector lady. So I walk up to her to pay for my lunch, and she's like, "Yeah, so JD showed me that DVD you got him. Where'd you get it from?" I'm like, "I found it." I don't remember what I said, but she was basically just like, "Yeah, don't do that anymore." And I was just like, "Yeah, all right, probably shouldn't do that anymore." So
Regular Dominic Mysterio over
That's
here.
I mean that's how it goes, man. Like private Christian school
they frown
pirating
upon.
DVDs gets you in trouble.
We
I did put a pirated copy of Windows 7 on the basketball teacher's computer, though, and it popped up with an unactivated license when he was during the middle of a presentation one time.
then
So
got raped.
that's on you for letting me do it.
Oh, is that back when Danny was cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
they
Changed.
when I was working at IT, we had like the computer lab on campus, and I walked down there one day to go check the server in like the public computer lab, and there's this guy sitting on one of the public terminals with a stack of blank DVDs and LimeWire installed, and I'm just
Hell
like,
yeah.
So I went upstairs and I was like, I grabbed my boss and I was like, "Hey, I need you to come with me for a second." He's like, "What do you gotta do?" I was like, "We need to go check the server real quick." I didn't tell him it was up, and as I was walking across the room, he's like, "Oh hell no!" And because we had remote access to all the computers, we could manually shut stuff down. So we pulled up the security feed, pulled up deep freeze, pushed a message out to everybody but that guy saying, "Save your progress, computers are going to shut down and restart." And we just got to watch the guy like do the full on like, "What? Come on, what the fuck, man?" And then we promptly told security.
Funny.
Damn.
When I was in high school, I also sold DVDs of pirated films.
Did you?
Yeah, me and Bo,
They had the technology?
we sold porn
Oh.
Oh,
on data discs.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, you're meeting demand, you know, like...
I mean, at a Christian school, yes.
Yeah. No, it's like we just had was our own little side business.
Look, there's no judgment here, man.
Yeah.
I didn't even have good internet. I had satellite internet because I lived out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere and had a 200 megabyte per day limit. Aside from the aside from the time of like 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., it was wide open. So I'd schedule all my torrents to download in that window. Man, I adapt, overcome, improvise, or whatever that is. But man, I was going to get my motherfucking free content, let me tell you.
Satellite internet. Oh, God.
It's the worst.
Dial-up was worse, but not by much.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, at least you could do whatever you wanted. on
Playing an
dial-up.
FPS on a satellite internet is fun because of how packets work. So you would click, shoot, nothing happens, wait a few minutes, then it catches up, and you're like, "Oh, he's dead now, I'm dead."
Thing's a bitch.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Caging Greatness, the show where we discuss the films of Nicolas Cage 47.3% of the time. I actually did the math.
And that's declining because that's not tonight either.
That was 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Hell yeah.
10 minutes of bullshit.
Holy shit, boys. Fuck yes.
Thank you all for joining us for our longest ever cold open.
Yeah, that really kind of.
cold open?
I think 10 minutes might be like, because we cut it off about 6 or 7, but this has been...
Just
In my
rolling,
head,
dude.
I feel like it's 15 minutes.
Well, we were
I don't know. I might be.
We were just straight vibing.
Well, I mean, if you
Straight
listen to
vibing.
Frank, Raising Arizona was just cold open. We never
Fucking
actually...
episode, I swear to God. They're talking bullshit the whole time.
Shut
No,
up, Frank.
was
Hey,
here
fuck
tonight.
Frank.
Frank, get out of here, Frank. Get out of this
Well, I don't know
episode.
why does everybody say he's been here the whole time? I've been here more than he has, for fuck's sake. Been here the whole time, my dickhole. Abaddon, you want to play patty cake? Let's go. Abaddon! Abaddon! Fuck off. Abaddon talks now. I
She
should
talked.
probably,
Yeah.
For real?
I should probably drop that bit. I don't know. She
well-
probably liked that bit.
Yeah,
they would
think
probably
it's funny.
like that
Yeah,
bit.
they think it's funny.
So Abaddon.
Wrestler.
Wrestler. That's something else you don't know about.
God damn it! I'm
Like
like,
a-
the demon that fits into the topic, but
Like
no,
a-
it fucking doesn't.
Like a zombie person. Like
Yeah, their persona is pretty much if Evil Dead was a wrestler.
yeah,
Huh.
for the
And
Black
actually-
Hills.
I just realized I'm pretty sure that, like, you've missed an episode before
Of what?
of the show.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one who's actually been here the whole time.
I don't know. That might not be true either.
I'll have your perfect attendance record next time.
I'm just saying, like,
Like I don't know. What
no,
you're
like
talking about.
I don't. I'm the one who uploads things to the channel. I know it's just
Like, wait a minute.
it's just me.
we're all just figments of your imagination, Shim.
Oh, don't
That
do
wouldn't surprise me.
That's true.
It's all a simulation, anyways.
Like
Yeah.
when you have to go back and edit this, it's just you.
No, like it takes me 3 hours to do all your voices, and then voices doing voices, and
Yeah.
it's hard.
I'm jogging back and forth between two mics.
Yep.
I'm a smoker, dog. This is rough. Goddamn.
Anyway, today episode, it's UnCaged. That's the sort of show where we don't talk about Nicolas Cage anything.
Most of
because-
our year has been uncaged.
No, there was a Travolting in there, and there's some special episodes. It's not like 100% UnCaged. Like we're like the
I guess you could say 100% non-cage.
Yeah.
like the year. Our total has not been ideal,
Fair. Shit has happened.
Getting away from our roots.
but what do you mean our?
Well, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Who the fuck is you?
You're the guest.
Look, I took a gamble on a sentence and it didn't pay off, boys. That's just the way she fucking goes sometimes.
All right, that's it. This episode's nothing but wrestling references.
Fuck.
Oh,
All right,
God.
see you guys next quarter.
I'm gonna try and hold on.
All right.
Topic.
Before we begin the topic, I feel like we should go ahead and spin the wheel now for the next one because I'll forget otherwise.
All right, I've been warming up my spinning arm.
Summon the wheel.
Okay. Grab the wheel. Now, while the wheel is being prepared, I'm going to just tell our listeners about today's topic. It is Ken's choice, and Ken's choice, he wanted to talk about, and I quote, supernatural and aliens and shit.
Damn right, dude.
I brought reading material.
So we're going to talk about like aliens and supernatural shit. Should be fun. But for right now, we're going to spin the wheel. Let me pull up the list of what these next things could be.
Oh, she's itching to be spent, boys.
Oh, clearly. So
Squirming.
we have 14 slots on the wheel. We have Cannon's choice, Jeremy's choice, Ken's choice again, in which case we will respin. Emilio's choice, Frank's choice, A Great Day for Bay, where we talk about a Michael Bay movie, Tanks a Lot, where we talk about Tom Hanks, B-Movie Spectacular, where we let Twitter vote on 3 horrible fucking movies, Shimmy's choice, which it's never landed on, Pat's choice, the Nick Cage hairpiece ranking, which I think would be very fun. That was given to us by one of our listeners on Facebook. Worst comic book characters, Paddington 2, and Kindergarten Cop.
I have an idea on how to fix that.
Okay.
What if we randomize that every time we spin the wheel as well?
It's not a bad idea.
I mean, we could. Is it like this is just a fucking note app?
Yeah, I know,
So-
but
just
like,
put it into like random.org and just
Yeah. Okay, after we do it this one, I will randomize the list for the next time.
okay.
yeah. Randomos and spinamos.
Go ahead and give that wheel a spin-charoo. Woo! And remember, if it lands on Ken's choice, we respin.
I saw that wing nut flip like 3 times.
Flip it.
I thought it was coming off.
Yeah, that would have been really bad.
Such a good spin.
That was a solid ass spin.
I'm telling you guys.
Come on, big money, no whammy.
Half the reason I come here is to spin. Oh, what is
Ken's choice, respin.
No
Respin.
fucking way.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Prize or something. I don't care.
I call hacks.
Your,
Again, I'm spinning.
your prize is getting to respin.
Well, that's prize enough in itself.
I call hacks.
Yep.
All right.
Hacks.
We got aimbot on this bitch.
Spin, 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 spin.
That
That's
wheel
something
is
snapping.
I didn't tighten up the spinning mechanism.
Yeah, we should probably work on the wheel a bit.
The wheel shall not. Mer? Mer?
No way.
Spot
Oh,
13,
no.
Paddington 2. That'll be the next UnCaged episode, Paddington 2.
Yes.
All right, the wobble has been addressed. So
What about
Has
the
it?
Weeble?
the weeble is still present, but the wobble has been addressed.
Son of a
All right,
bitch.
well, the Weeble can still wobble, but as long as it doesn't fall down,
That's
we're
all
okay.
that matters.
Yeah.
It's uncaged.
Right.
Some force
So-
knocks it over.
So the next UnCaged episode, we'll be watching Paddington 2, which is itself a bit from the unbearable weight of massive talent.
Great film.
Great
Still need
film.
to see that.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard both Paddington
I've
movies
even
are
told
good.
people who don't like Nick Cage to watch this fucking movie. Because he's very prevalent.
Honestly, it was my favorite movie of last year, and that's including Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I still haven't seen that either.
It's a
I've
fantastic
been really
movie.
slacking on movies recently.
Clearly.
Been playing a lot of games though.
Cool.
Doing a lot of reading on aliens and shit.
Aliens and
Ooh,
shit.
Aliens, you say?
Aliens?
I heard we're supposed
What
to be
about
talking
alien
them damn
shit?
things.
Them fucking aliens, man.
Dim fucking aliens.
Extraterrestrials. Let
So-
me clarify.
Ken, was your choice. Good clarification. Stick with that. So, provided we can trust you not to say anything else untoward.
Ken just starts shouting, MAGA!
Gotta build the damn space wall.
Oh, no.
Well, thank you for joining us on this episode of UnCaged. We'll see you next time.
Got the mic.
Paddington 2.
Run away.
This
They're
was
turning
like
the frog
seconds
gay.
from disaster.
Alex Jones, how did you get here?
Oh man.
As bizarre as that statement is, it still cracks me up when I hear it. I don't know why.
It's stupid. It's funny.
Turning the frogs gay. Who gives a fuck if the frogs are gay?
Well, Alex Jones, clearly.
Clearly.
Think about the frog family.
But
Alex Jones just feels super betrayed by Kermit right now. It's like, how could you?
well, you know, I just sometimes like to be with other frogs.
You're gonna be a fucking part of the globalists, aren't you?
Well, you know, it's just-
Try Alpha Brain.
Fucking, you see me with my shirt off?
no, I don't want to see you with your shirt. Okay, maybe I
How
do
does
want to see
Alex
your
Jones
shirt.
and Joe Rogan have like the exact same body style? It's weird.
Well, supplements.
It's weird. It's weird. And they look like Doritos 3Ds with heads.
It's the evolution's natural conclusion for that archetype.
Alex Jones just eats too much. Rogan is on HGH.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
He's got that Palumboism going, the roid gut.
Yeah, that famous roid belly.
So aliens and shit. Ken,
Aliens and shit, yeah.
this was your choice.
It was.
First specific person's choice that wasn't a film. So I like where this is headed. Like, this opens up a lot of possibilities. So what is it? Like, what have you been watching? What have you been reading? Like, what prompted this? What do you want to fucking talk
What do I
about,
want to
bro?
talk about? I wanted a captive audience to dump my hyper fixations on.
You want to hyper
You want
dump?
us to dump
I'm
you?
hyper
What?
dumping my fixations.
No hyper dumping in this
So-
bathroom.
Got it.
Have you guys, all right, seriously, have you guys actually been paying attention at all to any of the communications coming out of like the United States government or Pentagon around, you know, the UAP phenomena and the investigations they're doing into that?
I only
Tell
get,
me what a UAP is first.
Unidentified aerial phenomena.
basically they renamed UFOs to UAP
Because of the negative connotation. UFOs are conspiracy fake, but UAP sounds scientific and doesn't have the immediate derival that UAP does.
Yeah. It's
So someone said unidentified flying object was bad.
No, it's the government is like, when they're talking about the UAPs, it's their way of sort of mainstreamifying it, I guess. Like they want to say it in a way that sounds scientific, that doesn't have the past 80 years of baggage that the term UFO does. Because when someone says we're talking about UFOs, in a lot of ways, a lot of times, a lot of places, certain stereotypes, certain immediate judgments pop up just like that. So UAPs
sounds like legalese.
Yeah, like UAPs is the new way of doing it in a way that is more quote unquote official and less crackpot.
Okay. You know what I think of when I think of UFO? Just your standard, like the saucer with the dome.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of what they've seen these days are orbs. But at any rate, in the last, I'd say 5 years or so, there have been certain whistleblowers as part of the government. Specifically, I think Lou Elizondo was part of the AARO or something like that. A department of the Pentagon that was tasked with investigating these sorts of things. And basically what he said in his resignation later was that the government isn't taking this seriously. I'm not getting the resources or any sort of, like I'm asking questions and posing these things. And, I'm doing the job they asked me to do. I'm researching these things and no one's really taking me seriously. So he resigned and now he's been doing a lot of public talking, trying to advance the, the disclosure agenda, so to speak. But there have been, cases where the government has come out and said there are things in our airspace flying around. We don't know what they are. We don't know how they work and we don't know where they came from. And this is straight communication from the Pentagon. You have on nighttime television, you had Obama and Bush both come out and say there's stuff in our airspace that we don't know what it is. There's documented footage from probably the most popular incident was from the USS Nimitz. They caught this object that on full sensor FLIR, radar, all this stuff, and it tracks this spherical object, basically moving it in probably high speeds and defying our known laws of physics. And it shows it entering the ocean at insane speeds, like dropping from 70,000 feet to basically sea level, and there's no splash or whatever. It re-exits the ocean, just going the exact same speed that it was. This is stuff that they've put out there. We don't know what this is.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. There's a couple of the accounts from pilots that have encountered stuff. There's I think the same one where someone's tracking something that goes close to a water.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's insane. So recently, after the government was tracking the balloons that were flying, and there's that whole China probe balloon, and they immediately trotted out footage of it after they shot it down. But then, in the extra, the next 2 to 3 weeks after, they, the story is that NORAD tightened their search parameters on their radar and stuff to try to start picking this stuff up, and they started seeing these things all over the place. So they downed 2 to 3 more objects afterwards with F-22s. I believe it was the F-22's first confirmed aerial kill, so to speak, which is kind of insane. But they never released any sort of, pictures or any sort of stuff like they did with the China stuff. They claimed that they just didn't have anything good, which is kind of bullshit.
We blew it to smithereens.
Well, I mean, even afterwards, in the month afterwards, they immediately released that high resolution footage of the Russian fighter trying to dump fuel on one of our drones in the North Sea or something like that. Basically the Russians were trying to just troll us more or less, and yeah,
those bastards.
At any rate, it's just been interesting to see. I've always been kind of aware of the phenomena from a young age, but it was more or less just talking with your dad on long car rides about this kind of stuff. Never anything of actual fact or whatever, but it's just what if there's these things out there that could be cool. People are talking about it. But what's interesting to me is that the government has the whole messaging appears to have changed. It appears they've gone from straight denial and trying to make it seem like just utter hogwash to, hey, there's these things out here, and they've been slowly dripping information forward, and it's just kind of insane that they've actually come out and said these things, and a lot of people either don't know or don't care, and it's pretty interesting to me. So that's kind of why I wanted to talk about it.
Well, I mean, the conspiracy theory for decades has been the government knows way more than they're actually saying.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so now they're just slowly catching everybody up because the ideas become so popularized I mean, even go back to the 60s, there's the Betty and Barney Hill incident,
Yep.
which was
Yep.
like, that was sort of the impetus for Project Blue Book, which was the first government-sanctioned study on UFOs.
Yeah.
And now a comic book.
Yeah, it's now a comic book, James Tynion, the fourth. It's called Blue Book, and it's about the incident, plus a bunch of other, like the Green Kids from that one English county, the dude from the French Revolution who just kept eating all the stuff.
Oh, I haven't even heard of that one.
That was, so
yeah,
fun.
you gotta. My dad, may he rot in hell. My dad listened to Coast AM with Art Bell and then with George Norrie.
Wow.
Years and years. Like, I grew up surrounded by this bullshit. Like, to the point where I would see Weekly World News in the grocery store aisle, and I would believe everything it said because my dad believed everything it said because my dad was he was a fucking moron. He was not a smart man. Sure. He was a goddamn idiot.
Sure.
And I realized that more and more as time goes on. Because used to it was just like, oh, my dad was malicious and unpleasant. Like, no, my dad was fucking dumb.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
My dad was dumb. So he's like, yeah, no, they saw a bat boy in Minnesota. And now I'm like, Pop, that wasn't even, like, they didn't even pretend that was real. Like, I was 7, you piece of shit. So I grew up listening to Coast. I grew up hearing David Icke with all his weird lizard person bullshit. Like, oh no, all the ruling families of lizard people, and the moon is hollow and it has an emotion ray in it.
What?
Yeah,
I knew my theories were right about the moon.
Theory about
David
that.
Icke is insane.
Right.
No, he said the ruling families are lizard people who shapeshift. Yeah. The moon is hollow and it has a ray gun in it that controls people's emotions.
They're wrong. The moon's just full of snakes.
The Earth also was believed to be... In fact, John Quincy Adams sent an expedition to try and find the entrance to the hollow Earth.
Yep. But don't we know that's where Kong lives?
God, just the hours of just late night driving like to and from campus. Because, like, there's no good radio stations here, let alone there where I grew up in Mississippi. There's fucking nothing to listen to but, as Shimmy has said before, country every fucking where.
Yep.
But of course, there's nothing on late at night except for Coast to Coast. Oh my good God. Like, I would listen to some of that buffoonery. God, and I'd never thought about it until you mentioned it now. Jesus.
You're welcome.
Is it still on?
Yeah.
Same host and everything?
No, Art Bell retired. George Norrie retired. George Norrie's been interviewed several times on the Ancient Aliens TV show. And now I think it's a couple of different people that do the main show. I think Norrie's come back occasionally. I haven't listened in a while, but I keep up with it. I'm pretty sure you can still go back and listen to all the old episodes on their website.
Yeah.
Shit. Like, I'm archived?
See, for me, it was Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, yeah.
I watched the hell out of that show as a kid.
Same. Terrified me.
Yeah,
Yes.
same.
Fucking scared the shit out of me.
Uh-huh. And then, of course, that's why I brought these.
I brought books.
He's
in middle
holding up-
school,
he's holding up books.
I got these books.
Do you know Dan Aykroyd had a show sort of like Unsolved Mysteries?
No, I didn't.
But it was like fictionalized weird ass shit that he hosted, because Dan Aykroyd's like hardcore supernatural dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Like, he is like
Hardcore.
deep
Oh, yeah.
into that shit.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, like in one episode, I only remember one episode of the show because it freaked me the fuck out. Because again, I was 7 and unsupervised. But like a black hole to nothing opens in the middle of some poor sap's house, and people keep trying. Like they walk through and they're just fucking gone. And like they send in an expedition to try and figure it out, and they're also just fucking gone.
That's just the plot of House of Leaves.
And then the hole closes and they're just gone.
Yeah, that's just the plot of House of Leaves.
But like it's like floating in the middle of the room and spacey and shit.
Wow.
And then Dan Aykroyd's like, that could happen to you. And I'm like, I don't want that to happen to me,
No.
Dan Aykroyd.
Please, no.
It's even funnier to think about because you're just like, he was in Ghostbusters, and it makes you want to go like, so everybody in that movie thought it was false except for probably him.
I feel like everybody was just their character.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, the one guy who got a blowy from a ghost has a thing for ghosts. now.
Exactly.
Shocking.
It's like it's a whole family thing for him. Like, so I mean, I've heard numerous stories about like his whole family was just like they're really into like the paranormal, like weird shit.
I tried his vodka.
Huh? Okay.
Skull vodka.
Wow.
That's owned by him.
Huh?
That's owned by him.
Yeah.
I did
Dan
not-
Aykroyd, yeah.
I had no idea.
I'm not a vodka person, but I will say it is the smoothest vodka I've ever had.
Damn.
Nice.
I don't think it's worth fucking what he's charging for it, but shit, it was smooth. I'll give it that.
See, I'm more along the lines of like the alien stuff is cool, but I was actually more along the lines like into the paranormal stuff because of like like up in Northeast Alabama, there's a lot of like supposedly like haunted places and shit like that.
I grew up in a haunted house, allegedly.
I currently believe that we have something like living at my house, but I threaten it every week with rent.
Yeah, they like to. You got to just keep the power down. It's kind of like having a toddler in your house. Once you let them take control, it's game over.
Well, like it was like the first week we moved into the house that we're renting right now. It was like dead at night, sleep, door cracks open, and I'm like, oh, god damn it. And then like hearing something knock from the garage, or I was at home by myself and someone knocked my Rocket and Groot statue like off of the bookshelf. I walked in there and was like, if you hate it that much, you should have just said. And then I followed it up with rent's due at the beginning of the month.
That's funny, man.
Well, I think I've told the story on here, but I don't think Ken heard it, of an urn that my mom had.
Oh yeah.
And so it was me and my mom and dad. I was like 12, right? We're in the house. Mom's in the kitchen. Dad and I are on the couch just watching TV, silently hating each other. Is what we did.
Right.
And my mom had gotten an urn when my grandma died that had like a great somebody, doesn't matter, fucking dead guy's ashes in it. And it was on top of like a little china display cabinet. And the top of that china display cabinet, it wasn't just flat. It had like a lip around it. It's like a 2-inch tall fucking block lip. And the urn was on top. And me and my dad are sitting there on the couch. Mom's in the kitchen. And all of a sudden behind us, we hear just a thump. And we turn around, and Mom rushes out of the kitchen. That urn is on the ground.
Damn.
And there is a gouge on the inside of that lip of the china cabinet where it had hit and then scraped, like the leg of the urn scraped into the wood before it fell down. And my dad said, Stephanie, you're giving that to your sister tomorrow. And Mom said, yeah, okay. And so she did. Immediately just took it over there to my aunt and got it out of the house immediately because Dad, like I said, he believed in all that shit.
Well, it's pretty spooky.
Yeah, like, so to his credit, he didn't play around with it. Except when he wanted to go ghost hunting in cemeteries.
Well,
I had friends that did that, and I would go with them, and I'm always of the cautiousness of like shit following you home. So usually when it's like leaving and entering, it's always like, hi, I'm here. And like even to this day, like I get kind of made fun of when we're walking through graveyards. I won't step on graves.
Sure.
well, that's
Hands down.
just respect.
Yeah, I mean, that's just respectful.
There's that, and it's also I don't want shit following me home.
I also just don't go into graveyards.
Well, like, when you're in the middle of nowhere, Alabama, like.
What else are you going to do?
Well, like it was just like you get like the holidays and stuff like that. You always have to go out and put flowers on graves and wander through the graveyards. But like as a kid, you know, you'd have nothing to do at church. So we just go wander through the graveyard at night.
Is that one of those close-knit family things?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
But like sitting at church, like there's been times where I've looked out over the graveyard and you know you think you see shit, but like you have to like reason with it.
I haven't been to a graveyard since we buried my mom.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
That was the time.
Yeah. We buried my mom.
No, actually.
Yeah. Kim was there. He was one of the pallbearers.
Yeah.
So, because my mom didn't have any friends. So the pallbearers were 5 of my friends and my stepdad's cousin.
Wonderful.
And so they put the thing in the I'll tell what I saw.
Yeah.
And then you tell what happened.
Sure.
So they put the casket in the truck, just drive up the road from the church. Me and my stepdad are talking to everybody. I'm glaring at my father because he walked in an hour and a half late, even though he was in town. He was late for it. Anyway. So we're talking to everybody. And like, yeah, we'll come get you when it's ready and you can come see the grave. Like, cool, that sounds terrible, but whatever. Why are you so fucking chipper? And so me and my stepdad are talking to people, and we're talking to people, and people are leaving, and people are leaving, and people are leaving. Nobody's come to get us, and it's just fucking us at this point. Like, it's just me and my stepdad. I'm like, okay, we should go see what's up. And so we go see what's up, and when I get there, I see all of my friends with their fancy clothes off and rolled up and shovels.
Oh, no.
And rakes in their hands.
Oh, no.
And they're filling in the grave, and I see that, and I go, huh. All right, so I take off my sweater vest and I grab a shovel.
Oh no! Oh,
Ken, after you left with the casket,
right? So we're sitting around, and a similar situation to what Justin had going on. You know, we start to see people start to leave, and one thing that's important to note is that we were in a very rural part of Alabama.
Buell.
They do things differently, I suppose, or maybe they were just trying to fuck with us. I don't really know exactly, but at a certain point, we realized that Well, someone opened up the back of their truck, and there was a bunch of shovels and shit out there, and they're like, "And these parts is customary for the pallbearers to bury the grave," or something to that extent. And I mean, what the fuck are we gonna say? You know, it's just like, okay, I didn't sign up for this, but you know, it needs burying, so let's get after it. And that's what we did, and it was weird, but it makes for a pretty good story. So
it was about half done when I got up there.
Yeah.
Wow. So I grabbed a shovel and we buried my mom.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
It was.
Yeah, and,
it was a unique experience, to say the least.
Yeah, and then like 4 months later, it was Thanksgiving, and I went up there with my stepdad because he wanted to go, and I have not been in a graveyard since. And that was 2014.
Yeah, I go to a graveyard at least like 4 or 5 times a year.
It's fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like you're weird. I'm saying it to me.
Yes,
it's fucking weird.
That's completely understandable.
Like I have no reason to go.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
like, unless I'm just fucking checking to see if she's still there, which I would do if it was my father. But he apparently got cremated and spread around the ocean, and I'm still mad. I was gonna shit on that grave.
You take shit in the ocean.
I mean, yeah, but that's just unfair to everyone else in the ocean.
it's a big ocean.
Fish do it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I don't even like the ocean.
Ocean's kind of nasty.
But like, I'd go and check and see if he was still there. I would do that. But
yeah,
Bastard didn't come back. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
yeah, so make sure he's not that grave's still filled in.
Ken, have you ever had any weird experiences with aliens or paranormal spooky shit?
Unfortunately, no. Like, that's the thing. I knew what we were talking about going in, and like I've seen the movies, I've played the games,
Yeah.
I've watched the shows, and I'm always. I mean, I guess I'm a skeptic. I'm a huge. I believe it when I see it type of person.
Sure.
And I'm not saying they don't exist. All I'm saying is ghosts are scared of me.
Hey,
So
cool.
Yeah.
they just don't fuck with me.
I personally haven't ever had any experience with any ghost things or whatever, at least not in my conscious state. I grew up in, so my family grew, my family has around 200 acres of land in Bibb County that's been in our family since like the mid 1800s. So the house that I grew up on or grew up in was built in the 1890s, and there was a lot of people coming in and out through various ways, you know, deaths or whatever. At one point, there was a story of a small child crawling into an open fire pit and getting burns and dying. So, you know, the house has seen some shit, so to speak. And, you know, my sisters and my moms have talked about seeing stuff. Even my girlfriend, she's seen some things. But the only thing that I can really think of that directly involved me, I'm the oldest of my my sisters, siblings, whatever. And when I was first born, my dad was working night shift, so my mom put me down in the crib and spun up the little mobile thing above me to keep me calm or whatever, and she went and poured a bath and hopped in. At a certain point, she hears that the mobile stops and I start crying, and no one else is in the house. She hears the thing spin right back up and start playing again, and I stop crying. Pretty spooky.
Little spooks.
Wow.
Honestly,
Spooks,
though,
spooks.
like for me, even talking with people who did experience stuff in the house, it never seemed malevolent. Like it never seemed like, you know, ill-spirited or whatever. It was just kind of like weird shit,
Something
you know.
happened.
Yeah.
Just like we seeing stuff out of the corner of your eye, or hearing like footsteps run through the house, or you know, seeing like gray, older, you know, colonial-looking figures, kind of that kind of stuff. But it was always interesting. We always just joke, you know, it's family, just old family to an extent, and I don't know. It was interesting for sure, though.
Now, I will say, I didn't see this, but I did, back in college, some of my friends, I don't know how they scored this place. I'm going to assume it was like legit fucking haunted because they got it for cheap. It was like this giant, I'm going to assume an old plantation house.
Yeah.
It was like an enormous fucking like mansion type place. I was like, how? Like how? Just like wood floors as far as I can see, like spiral cases, all the whole fucking shit. And like 3 dudes like split rent on it. I was like, how? What the fuck?
Haunted.
One of them, very reputable. Like he told me, and like this, it wasn't the type that would like bullshit me. But he told me one day he was at this house and they were throwing a party. He was drunk. He was in there rocking a piss, and then door opens up. Now I know y'all can't see what I'm doing, but everybody here can see what I'm doing. Hands reaching around a door.
Ew.
And like
fucking
a
shadow
figure
people?
in a tall like Abraham Lincoln style top hat
Is the Hat Man?
is like peeking around the corner, And according to him, he goes, "Hey man, you want a beer?" And he's just like staring at him. He's just glaring at him, not saying a fucking word. And he goes, "Come on, man, you want a beer?" Still, nothing.
Oh, the ghost didn't say that.
The ghost didn't say anything.
Oh, I was about to say, I would be so fucking hyped, bro. If I had some Abraham Lincoln motherfucker poke his head through, I'd be like,
The
yo,
Abraham
dog,
Lincoln was not rich.
4 scores and 7 beers later.
we got fucking hammered.
I like how we've got, between the four of us, like the full scope of human ghost experience.
Yeah.
I have.
Because like you've got Ken. Ken's like, yeah, I want to see some shit, man. I'm trying. I can't find nothing, but I'm going after it. And Jeremy's like, oh no, you better be respectful there. You know, you want to make sure. And then I'm like, I'm not doing any of that. I'm going. I don't know what's over there. I don't want to know what's over there. I'm going to the house. Goodbye. And then Cannon's like, ain't shit.
See, so like for me, I have like 3 distinct stories in my head that like I have encountered like personally. So like I think I'm trying to think how I'm arranging them in my head. The first one was like a few years ago with me and one of my friends who's like, she does like legit ghost hunting stuff like that. And
Yeah.
Like, so we were y'all for everybody here that's in Tuscaloosa, you know the grain tower that you can see across the river.
Yeah.
So we went there because I've heard plenty of stuff there. I've climbed on top of that thing.
For those of you not in Tuscaloosa, there's a grain tower that you can see across the river.
Yeah, it's in Northport. So I used to live in downtown Northport, and we walked.
God, thanks.
We walked. We walked there one night, and there was like a hole cut in the side of the fence. So we're like, sure, let's go check it out. And we get in there, and it's like dead silence. Like you can't hear the cars from the road. It's like really weird. Yeah. And as we walk up, there's like an asphalt trail that goes around the bottom of the grain silo. And we kind of stopped for a minute and we talked, and we were just like, we feel like if we went any further that we're like encroaching or something. And no lie, step on the asphalt and hear an unearthly like scream come from like far off in the distance, come past us and go like far away. And we're just like, we need to get the fuck out of here. So we left.
I bet it was a fox.
It was either that or it's probably an owl. Like that's kind of where my brain went afterwards. The next two are more along the lines of like, I don't know if it's kid brain or if it's like, I don't know what.
In case of the kid brain.
Yeah, kid brain.
Goddamn kid brain today, man.
It was
Came down with the kid brain.
This was back home. We're like, I was sitting in the garage at my grandparents' house playing basketball with one of my cousins, and I had like a McDonald's had it's like a bubble blower. It was in the shape of Ronald McDonald's shoe for a while. And I don't know what if someone can date that, Godspeed. But he took it and he threw it and it like went out into the road. So I had to go I went and retrieved it. So I come back and my cousin is sitting in this chair, like not moving, staring at me, not blinking, and just repeatedly saying over and over again, like, ha ha ha, you're gonna die. In like a very deep voice that's not his. So at first I think he's just kind of fucking with me. And of course I'm like, hey, stop, that's not cool. And he keeps doing it and he's not blinking, he's not breathing, he's just staring at me the whole time. So I go around to the back porch and I can hear him as I'm like walking. Like I'm no longer can see this man and I can still hear him. Go to the back porch, knock on the back door, try to get my grandfather's attention. He's asleep and he's like, come around. So I come back around and he's still watching me, still not blinking, still not breathing. I open the door up, get my grandfather, ask him to come out in the garage. I turn around and he's on the other side of the garage, like out in the carport playing basketball, which he would have had to like fucking sprinted, left my eyesight for maybe like all of like 10 seconds. And he was like, no, you were like talking to a chair the whole time. He was like, I don't know what was going on. He's like, I tried talking to you, you wouldn't hear me. And it was like, okay. That was weird.
Classic kid brain.
Yeah, it was like,
Classic
I was
kid
like, is
brain.
that
No,
kid
that
brain
does sound
or like
pretty
is something
wild.
like?
I mean, how
something-
old were you?
I was roughly like teen. Like I was like 10, 12.
Well, that's not kid. I mean, it's
I know,
kid,
but like I
like
call it
it's-
kid brain because like stuff.
I was thinking you were saying like 3 or 4.
Grand
or
mal
5.
seizure
No.
brain. That's
Grand
all
mal
it is.
seizure.
Yeah, I know, right? So that one was like a weird instance for me.
That is wild.
The last one is the one that still sticks with me to this day. Is so because I'm from bumfuck nowhere and there's nothing really to do, people gather in like the local park to hang out and stuff. And my mother would take me out there to meet up with her friends when I was like a lot younger. I was probably like like 6 or 7 when this happened. And I would always fall asleep in the truck while they were like sitting around talking or doing whatever. And the entrance to the park is like one road, and there's 3 cedar trees right there at the entrance of the park. And they're all like, if you're driving into the park, they're going to be on your left. Sorry. And then we would sit there. And I remember it was late, and I sat up in the like off the bench of the truck, and I look out the back window, and I can see those 3 cedar trees, and I see this face poke out around the corner. I can see like a black silhouette face with like white lines where eyes would be and where a mouth would be, and I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. So I kind of like crouched back down in the seat, thinking I'm just seeing things, whatever. I like move positions and like kind of crack the door open and look out the door, and it's like still staring at me. So this leads me to get the attention of one of the adults in the area. Hey, what's that? Oh, that's the monkey man.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, that was just the explanation I get. And all the adults in the area agree on it. Like, they can see it too.
Like, they knew about
Yes. And like, so we leave, and it's still like staring at me. Like, we get closer to the tree, and I can just see this like face of like this black silhouetted face with like white lines around the outside edge. And no one ever else talks about it. It was just the weirdest fucking thing ever.
It's like a Freddy Krueger situation.
I don't know.
Like, you don't talk about
Nah.
the monkey man?
Have you talked to your like mom?
Yeah,
about
like
this?
no recollection of it.
Huh?
That's why I'm like, was it kid brain? Like,
I don't know.
Do you remember that Hey Arnold episode that had the guy that wanted to be a superhero and his name was Monkey Man and he was voiced by Martin Short?
no.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He'd run across the roof. I was like, Monkey Man! So I want you to think of that every time now.
oh yeah. So yeah, those are my my weird experiences involving strange and peculiar things.
Well, this was... It looked like a peculiar thing until it wasn't. It's still a funny story all the way around. I was, high school. Yeah, high school, being heathens. My best friend at the time, we were hanging out at his grandparents lived on this hill, and they had this little like cabin situation. It was like across the road. They had just built it. They said, hey, y'all can hang out there for whenever y'all want to and whatnot. So his cousin had like showed up with a bunch of booze, and we were just like, "Hi, cool, fucking booze, let's go." And then he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna go get some more." I was like, "Why? Look at this, what you got right here." And so I go outside to smoke a cigarette. Now, right next to the grandparents' house is this like old cemetery. Like, it doesn't even have a fence.
Right.
Like, it's like right against the road. It's just old ass tombstones. Some of them are falling apart. I go outside, I smoke a cigarette, and y'all, I shit you not, I see this glistening, slimy looking person just like standing fucking still in the middle of this graveyard, just staring in our direction. And I'm just like, y'all fucking see this, right? He's like, what? My friend Matt looks. He's like, we immediately go inside. His cousin's already up the fucking hill, not knowing what the hell's going on. So I think we go back out. Creature's not there, and then run up to the house to like I guess like, what the fuck is going on? There's like zombies or something. I'm freaking the fuck out at this point. So I'm sitting on the porch waiting for his cousin to get out. I light up another cigarette. Around that time, oh my God, y'all. Around the fucking corner, my soul fucking left my body. But it was literally their grandfather in his whitey tighties.
Oh my God.
Apparently his cousin stole the fucking booze from the liquor cabinet and got his ass fucking chewed out. And like, I'm just sitting there, I'm just like, man, I ain't in it. I'm just
Oh God.
I'm not in it. I'm just fucking here. I'm with him.
God damn. That's wild.
Like, I thought like the dead were fucking rising, and then fucking old Walter White just rolls around the corner.
That's incredible.
Wow.
All right. We're going to take a break, and we're going to be right back with more weird shit.
Weird stuff.
Weird shit.
Well, hey there, folks. Do you like mugs, t-shirts, phone cases, stickers, wall art, pillows, all sorts of fun things with fun logos? Well, if you do, head on down to tpublic.com/user/caging-greatness for all sorts of great merchandise and support your local creators. That's us! Hooray!
Normal chicken.
Because that's the chicken people like. It's cheap and it's
the
delicious.
chicken of the people, dude.
Dude, we're
It's
never going to
people.
get that
It's
Burger King
literally
sponsorship now.
Damn,
No
dude.
Burger King.
I mean,
Speaking
Burger-
of, let me crack open Kid Rock's favorite beer.
hell yeah. Woo. Dude, that
What
shit,
a bitch, right?
that
Kid Rock,
guy.
that is.
that
Yeah.
whole thing just
Yeah.
cracks me
He
up.
can't even shoot a gun. He missed, and there was somebody next to him with a shotgun.
It's because
the
he's a
whole time.
fucking
What a
rich
little-
kid from
what a little
Detroit
bitch.
pretending to be
He's a
white
bitch.
trash.
Did you know that the Ted Nugent show in Avondale got canceled out of
fucking
public
hella
outcry?
cancel.
Yeah.
That was fucking
The-
awesome.
They
So-
really missed their whole target audience there. Avondale and
Yeah,
Kid
that was-
Rock,
that's
Venn
a
diagram,
bad
two
choice.
separate circles. So
Like that was. Why did they think that would work?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I saw
People
George
are
Clinton
stupid.
and what used to be the Parliament Funkadelic at Avondale.
I saw them here in Tuscaloosa. It was Funkaloosa. It was Sheila E. as the opener,
Yeah.
Morris Day in the Time, and what is still probably the best live show I've ever seen. At least tied with the Earth, Wind, and Fire show I saw, and then George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic or P-Funk, and they were not good. They
No.
were bad.
Yeah.
And it was cold as shit.
It was cold. Ken was there.
Yeah.
There was like the problem with it was that they've got a lot of really great songs, but they didn't play them. They played the same song, and you could only tell they had switched to a new song when either the lyrics that they were singing sort of changed, or like when his grandson came out to rap for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we, you, me, and Landon huddled in the bathroom where it was warm because it was raining. It was cold in February, and we were on the very back row in the amphitheater. This is an outdoor amphitheater, so we huddled in the bathroom for warmth for a little while, and then we're like, "Wow, this is not nearly as good as Sheila E. or Morris Day. Let's go home." And we left. We fucking left. We left like in the first third of George Clinton, and it's just he's gone downhill.
It was for our own survival.
Yeah, like it was not fun. There was nothing there for us, and we were freezing.
I just look at him now and I'm just like, this is what happens when you do too much drugs.
I mean, Bootsy's still fine, so there's no real excuse there.
Yeah, and what's his name? Keith Richards is still alive.
Yeah, he's still there.
He's a genetic anomaly.
Now, that Earth, Wind, and Fire show, that was incredible. It was just them. Their opener was Sinbad the Comedian.
Oh,
He did a 45-minute set that was hilarious, and then Earth, Wind, and Fire played for 2.5 hours, and they were just incredible. Great show.
That sounds awesome.
It was a good time. No hauntings at the time.
No,
I'm aware
not
of.
there.
No.
No. Well, you never know. You
no
never
alien
can't be too sure.
No
mean,
alien
the
abductions.
The palest
looking up?
being in that crowd was me.
Oh,
Oh, well. You could make the argument.
Yeah.
I see some
So,
killer shows in Avondale.
Me too.
I love that video.
I saw James McMurtry
So we
at
saw Riviere, right?
Saturn.
Yeah, Mark
Yeah.
Riviere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen A Day to Remember there. Fucking Dropkick Murphys, Clutch. Oh my God, Hatebreed once.
That'd be fun.
I was just like, yo, fucking.
Was it Hatebreed with A Day to Remember and Knocked Loose?
Yes, I was. Yeah,
I was supposed to go to that show, but I really didn't think it was going to sell. I was actually on my birthday. I ended up sitting at the outside at Saturn and just listened to the show from there.
wait, you were there, but you weren't there.
Yeah.
That A Day to Remember show. That was one of the best fucking shows I've ever sat.
Yeah,
through.
it was just not like super high on my priority list. They to Remember is one of those bands that I enjoyed kind of in high school, but I didn't really my enjoyment of them didn't really persist.
I was late to the party. I discovered them in college, and I thought honestly some of their best work even came after the fact.
I did see them not too long ago. I think they were playing with Coheed and Cambria. It was a good time.
Oh fuck! Oh,
Yeah, I saw
wanna see
them in
Coheed.
Huntsville.
I'd
Yeah.
like Coheed.
It was either that or I don't remember
good.
exactly.
I love
No, I think
Coheed
those
so
two
much.
separate shows. But at any rate, I saw both of them in Huntsville not too long ago.
Like, I've been to so many concerts, and only like 4 of them were any good because they weren't the stupid Christian shit.
Oh, see, once you get out of that, man,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
telling
like-
you, heavy metal shows are the best bang for your buck.
First-
It's like $20 and you can break your leg, dude. What else?
First-
Can you do that Casting Crowns?
Yeah, I mean, you could.
You could, but shouldn't.
Like, the first concert I ever went to was Blues Traveler. They played at at the fucking homecoming for UA.
Oh.
This was right after Bridge came out, their like 4th or 5th album.
My first concert was Brooks and Dunn Electric Rodeo. But that's because I lived in the.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not counting all the 98.1 TXT family reunion concerts that I got dragged to all the time.
Yeah,
My first actual
those were
concert was
terrible.
As Lay Dying, Winds of Plague, After the Burial, and some other opening band. I got Omar to take me to that.
Yeah.
And I was in 10th grade. Omar is my old youth pastor. And I remember dad to take him. And the way we got all this buy-in from the parents was because we told them As Lay Dying is a Christian band, which they are. Were. I don't really know. There's been some allegations.
Christian band is like the same way that the Fray was a
Well, I
Christian
mean, the lead
band.
singer ended up like getting roid rage and tried to hire a hitman and kill his wife. And then he spent
Evanescence
some
was a
jail
Christian
time.
band.
I mean, no, they legitimately had like spiritual-esque lyrics. There's some good stuff at the time. But anyways, didn't even get to see.
Stop using full names.
Tyler didn't get to see.
There you go.
My bad. Didn't get to see. Didn't get to see.
He doesn't edit, right?
I'm gonna actually have to go back and edit this.
Well, I didn't know.
You didn't know to dox people.
Well, you were over here saying like locations and shit. I didn't know like.
How is that the same thing?
It's not, but I just wasn't thinking. Every time I refer to him in my life, it's been that way because I know so many fucking Tylers, and that's my bad. My bad, guys.
Toxic's not cool, okay?
At any rate, he ended up not even getting
like
to see the headliner because his dad got pissed because the opening bands were cussing too much.
I'm gonna make like a really weird fucking sound effect. So, yeah, like
just
a goat.
copy that
Like,
one.
Get a sense
Get
of in there.
a chupacabra or
Do
get
like
an
a-
alien or get like a ghost like.
I mean, there's some. I've got access to a lot of funny little sound effects. So
I think my first by that logic, the first concert I was dragged to technically was George Jones. My first concert, the one I actually wanted to fucking go to, luckily enough, was Disturbed, Taproot, and Unloco. Chevelle was supposed to be there, but unfortunately they had a death in the family, so they couldn't make it.
Damn.
my first one was Marty Stewart at 98.1 TXT's family reunion concert. I watched my mom fall on the ground and scream, "Marty, Marty, I love you." It was weird.
That sounds weird.
I think the first one I chose to go to that I paid money to go see is I got to see Godsmack and Rob Zombie together.
Mine was Blues Traveler.
So
Then the second concert I went to because I wanted to was Dave Matthews Band.
Nice.
And then Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Noise.
And then Funkaloosa. I was going to go to the Bare Naked Ladies concert this summer, but it's going to be fucking in the amphitheater. It's June
It'll be hot.
in Alabama.
It'll be hot.
Because I was like, I'm going to go. Like, it's Bare Naked Ladies and Five for Fighting and fucking Delamitri. Like, that would be great. It's going to be 95 degrees at 7 o'clock. If I'm lucky, I'll die.
see, like your opinion on metal shows is how I feel about going to EDM shows.
I do like some EDM shows. I've been to my fair share of those as well. Not too many.
I've
recently.
seen Big Gigantic and Pretty Lights enough.
I think I've seen Big Gigantic. I think I saw Space Jesus a couple of times. That was fun.
Yeah.
I got into the weird kind of like weep whoop shit.
I saw Bass
Yeah, that's the
Nectar.
best way I know how to describe it. It's not like
I saw Bass
Shrill
Nectar at
expert.
New Year's Eve, and then all the shit came out about him, and now it's like, God damn it.
I didn't even know. No one's safe. Everyone's shitty.
What
It's just-
happened with Bass Nectar?
Sex trafficking.
Jesus
Oh, good.
Christ.
Yeah. And at first it was like, everybody was like, oh, he's clear of it. It was just somebody connected to him. And like, no, he may have known what was son of a bitch.
Well, on a
Yep.
brighter note,
Aliens.
aliens.
I mean, yeah.
Do you guys have any fun theories? Any fun like conspiracy theories or whatever as to where these things come from, whether it be ghosts or
Well, I believe that
aliens
they are
or-
clearly demons
Well, clearly.
sent out to deceive God's chosen
We're not talking
children.
about facts here.
All
We're
right?
talking about theories.
All right, they are demons. They are pretending to be angels from on high, and they are going to come down and say that, oh, we created you, not God.
They're the Nephilim. Oh
Wait.
shit, we're getting
Is
too
Elvis
deep.
going to be with him?
Elvis was one of them.
Hey, quit
With
talking
all
like
his
that. It was stuck that way.
his hip
You know,
gyrating.
If we're getting into the, and we're not, I'm going to make us get it here. Mentioning the Christianity aspect to an
I
extent.
mean, you can
with the
talk shit about
biblical-
that all day long. Just don't use anybody's full name.
I will try not. Jesus Christ!
Oh shit! That's a
Of Nazareth? Fuck!
Jesus H. Christ of Nazareth.
Mary Magdalene.
I thought his name was Jesus Tap Dancing Christ.
No, Jesus H. Titty fucking Christ. That's his full name.
Hell yeah. That's his legal name. You know you're in trouble when you hear that. But no, like there's a spot in the Old Testament where it talks about like angels coming down and intermarrying with. This might be in the what's it called? The Apocrypha, which is the
that's in Genesis.
Oh, it's in Genesis.
Yeah, that's the reason for the flood. They intermingled with the daughters of man and made giants. That's what Goliath was a descendant of.
Yeah,
in the lore of the Bible.
The lore of the Bible, if you will.
It's a lot cooler when you say the lore of the Bible instead of in the Bible.
It really is. I'm gonna start doing that.
My brain thought you were going to say apocalypse, but you said apocrypha. Apocrypha.
So I think it was in Justin. Please correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you will.
And that's my promise to you, my friend.
I believe it was the Council of Nicaea where they got together and basically decided which books was going to become the Bible, and there was a collection of books that almost made the cut, like the Book of Enoch and the Book of Judas, potentially. A couple other books that
read that one, was good.
That were semi-relevant, but were deemed at the time not the Bible. I don't know the best word to use.
There were several councils and like basically Christian get-togethers of the ruling church folk to decide what should be included in the official Word of God Bible, as opposed to like personal letters that didn't really count as much, stuff that they couldn't verify. The Council of Nicaea was the most recent and the longest lasting one. That's how we got the Anglican, like the Protestant Bible. The Catholic Bible has some extra shit because they go by a different thing, because this is when Martin Luther broke off, did the 95 Theses, all that shit, the jazz. And then like you get into the subsects, like the Jehovah's Witnesses have their own book, the Mormons have their own book, which was just made up bullshit.
Dum da dum 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 dum
dum. Exactly.
Thanks, Native American. They're represented from Jesus, right?
A lot of weirdness.
Yeah.
A lot of weirdness in those two.
I read it out of a hat.
But apocryphal books are books that they're classified apocrypha, as in they aren't official, basically. So, like, to put it in terms that would make more sense to you, any show outside of the WWE is, to the WWE, considered apocryphal.
Okay.
Because it's there, it happened, but it doesn't matter to us. That sort of thing.
It's like every other like sub branch of religion. It's like, oh, that stuff's good, but that stuff's not so much. You know, everybody has their own.
We're just gonna ignore it.
It gets a little weird when you start trying to nail down what's fact and not.
But even in the proper Old Testament, like the proper Protestant Old Testament, there's a lot of stuff like what he's saying, where the sons of God is what the English translation says, came down and knew the daughters of men, and they interbred, so like half angel, half person. And that's what Goliath, the giant, was descended from, because he was supposed to be like 9-10 feet tall. And God was so mad about that that's why the flood happened. He flooded the earth. He's like, oh, you fucked with my shit. Whoosh, everyone's dead. There's also, like the Nephilim, the creatures coming down from heaven, the spinning wheels of Ezekiel, just weird descriptions of freaky shit that you could like a lot of these ancient aliens guys, like you could twist this and be like, well, it's a ring full of eyes. That's clearly what UFOs look like. And it's like, if you're going by like the English translation of this, but if you get to the original Hebrew, it gets really squiffy. And that's also a lot of the arguments with stuff against like the people who say, well, the Bible's against homosexuality. It's like, well, it depends on what translation you're using, and you're using the one that's stupid. What it's against is pedophilia. Shut up. So, yeah, I've studied a lot of again. I was a fucking youth pastor.
Let's fucking go. Let's go
for a
deep
long
into
time,
this shit, bro. This is
but
what I'm
I was one of the ones that was like, hey,
Ken said something right.
Everyone's like, hey, maybe you should fucking think for yourself, and also not listen to these idiots because they're clearly wrong. Because I just asked a question, they looked at me like I was crazy. I should just follow blindly. That's
You're not
how it works.
supposed to do that. It's dangerous thinking.
It is dangerous thinking. Yeah, sorry, apocryphal.
Yeah, no, it was interesting. Apparently, like a Book of Enoch, and this is off a secondhand account. Like, I think my dad read it when I was younger, so this is like marred by the time and shit. But I believe he said something to the extent of like some of the stuff in that book could have been taken as like him going up in a spaceship to an extent, and like like going into the heavens or that sort of thing. And I don't know, it's interesting. Even if you go outside of the and I know a lot of this has like the stigma of the ancient astronauts, like fucking George Seuss alien shit. And, obviously, like not everything that I'm saying here is stuff that I believe in, but I do think that's interesting to talk about. If you look in some ancient Indian texts, where the ancient Hindus region, which is supposed to be one of the earliest birthplaces of mankind, they have stories of like these giant flying machines that had this epic war that basically like destroyed everything and kind of reset civilization to an extent. And even if you want to go back further than that, our understanding of when modern civilization started keeps changing as we unearth different things. So one popular theory that's prevalent is that, there was some sort of great extinction, this great reset, that there might have been some level of advanced civilization that we're not aware of before the Phoenicians or the Sumerians or whoever, who we believe to be the first, originator of civilization. Some interesting shit, though.
Oh, yeah.
Do you ever watch any of the Kyrgyzstan in a Nutshell stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, where they talk about like the
Great Filter?
Yeah, the filters and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Great Filter is a really interesting concept. Do you want to talk about it?
It's been a while since I watched it, but basically it's the point where civilizations progress to a certain degree where we just stop seeing advanced civilizations because something happened.
The idea is that there's a common scenario that takes place that naturally filters out most life forms from reaching a certain level of advancement. And that's one of the explanations as to why we haven't found anyone yet. Yeah. The idea that the filter could be a giant global extinction. The filter could be civilizations discovering nuclear weapons and deciding to not kill themselves and their whole planet.
It could also be the Reapers.
The Reapers? Yeah, it could be the Reapers.
Not the Reapers.
Yep, it's the Reapers. But thank God for Commander Shepard.
Thank God for Commander Shepard. That Maverick. I'll tell you, this shop's my favorite shop on the Citadel.
Renegade for life.
Nothing better than just called cock at a reporter halfway through an interview, man.
My more like weird theory kind of thing is because like there was a while that I got super heavy into like reading a lot of like theoretical physics books just for fun.
Yeah.
Like hardcore, like just reading about like paradoxes and all kinds of weird stuff. And you get up on like frequencies and stuff. Then there's like a couple of theories where I was reading where I talk about like, it's like the multi-earth idea that like ghost or paranormal events aren't necessarily like what we think they are. They are actually like a bleed over effect, like another world that's like vibrating close to us. So
those are called incursions. And we have the Illuminati with the Infinity Gauntlet to stop that.
Clearly Hickman was onto something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is insane.
Thank God for Namor.
Once you get down to like the
no, not Namor.
Once you get down to like the quantum physics level, the laws of nature kind of like cease to exist as we know it, which obviously I'm sure there's infinite amounts to learn. It's natural for us as modern humans in our hubris to be like, oh, we're as smart as possible naturally, but that's probably not the case.
Well, the laws of nature are more suggestions, really.
Exactly. So like there's instances of like, there have been tests with like these subatomic particles. I don't know if it's quarks or whatever, but basically if you like somehow manage to reverse the spin of one atom in a certain location, no matter where it is on the other side of the universe, it will immediately reverse its spin too. So that's like, how are you violating the speed of light and all this other shit? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you remember the show Two Stupid Dogs?
Yes.
Do you remember the Secret Squirrel middle bits, like the reboot Secret Squirrel? One time he fought a quark.
Did he?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
He convinced it that it wasn't real and it blinked out of existence, if I remember properly. But again,
sounds about right.
It was like 20 years ago. So
that's actually really fun.
Yeah, no, the Secret Squirrel bits were the best part of that show.
Yeah. I think that's
stupid dog.
Talking about the whole parallel universes thing, I think that's probably one of the most interesting theories from my perspective, is that, aliens have always been here because it's just like a higher plane of dimension. Have you guys ever looked into the whole stick world thing, the stick world analogy, where you basically draw this stick man on a two-dimensional plane and like you put your hand through it, and from his perspective it's like your hand is like 5 intermediate circles as your fingers pass through, and then as your palm goes through, it's like a rectangular thing, and then it blips out of existence, so to speak. And it's basically like the ways that these crafts or these aliens or ghosts or whatever can appear to do things that are not normal is because it's from a dimension that we can't really perceive.
Yeah. A 4-dimensional object piercing a 3-dimensional plane.
Yeah.
And the
Dude,
stick
can I
man.
hit your vape? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude. No, I mean, fair point for real, but
That's fucking wild. I've
Yeah.
never heard of that before in
Yeah,
my life.
that's the idea.
Jesus Christ.
Because like that's if like he said, if you were to stick your hand through a 2-dimensional plane, that's what the stick man would see. It's just almost like an MRI, just the slice of whatever's going through. He would know the fuck he was looking at because he's 2 dimensions.
I was seeing all that play out in my head, and it was fucking weird.
It's like the
we're
Tesseract.
shattering universes tonight,
It's like
boys.
the Tesseract scene from Interstellar. It's like a billion hallways all happening at once.
That movie sucks.
I like that movie.
That was a
Fuck
cool
you,
bit,
Wenzel.
but, man. So you have to get to the point, Christopher.
Yeah, like the idea of like everything moves at a frequency, and then like stuff getting too close to one another, you start seeing things. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
Of course, there's another option.
What's that?
What if it's time travel?
Oh, shit.
What if aliens
Or
are
humans.
just us from the future?
All right, Mark Millar.
Probably that's
How dare you?
Wait, what'd you call him?
Thinking of Red Sun Superman.
Yeah, like because Mark Miller was the first fucking person to think of a time loop. That Scottish hack bitch. Fuck you.
I think if I had to place
had a
my
nerve there,
bets
huh?
on a theory, I'd probably say that the probes that the government's been tracking, or the craft the government's been tracking, are von Neumann probes. You guys familiar with that concept at all?
It's been a while.
A von Neumann probe is basically a civilization gets to a point where it's advanced enough that it can create self-replicating robots that effectively spread across the universe and do things. So you create robots that go to an asteroid and mine the raw materials and then process that into the pieces and then process that into the crafts, and the crafts go out and repeat, So I think, let's just say hypothetically speaking that the stuff that the U.S. government did down with the F-22s was alien. One of the arguments that was brought up is, why would we be able to do that? Well, if these are just nearly like scouting probes, just things for just archival, things for just data retrieval, you're probably not going to be putting military grade armor plating on a drone that's just doing reconnaissance. So that's my theory. They're unmanned. They're just doing data recovery for some civilization that may not even exist anymore.
The civilization is China. Okay?
No,
These Chinese probes.
it would be pretty
Okay.
wild.
It makes me think of the funny joke that a buddy of mine made. Was like, we sent the Voyager 1, we put like it's like broadcasting, and it's got like a record on it, like a gold disc with information of where to find us and like a phrase. And someone's like, do you really think it's a great idea to just fire something out into deep space going, we're over there?
Oh, there's a short story, pretty famous short story, is mankind sends out these signals all the time, 24/7, like, hey, we're here, we're here. And then finally one day we get a signal back and it's translated, and all it says is, be quiet, they'll hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
No, that is part of, you mentioned Kyrgyzstan, I believe I pronounced that correctly. He actually has a video on that, or something to that extent of like, the reason everything's so quiet is because there's something
trying to
predatory that's coming in, and who's to say that fucking we wouldn't be the same way. And
I love cosmic horror.
me too, man. It really is fascinating.
Of course, the most mundane answer is just, we're too early.
Yeah,
Yep, there's
that is
one.
the most.
Or we're
mundane
too
answer.
late.
Yeah.
Or we're too late. At a
early or too
certain
late.
point, you won't even be able to, like millions of years in the future, unless we find ways to bypass the speed of light. Interstellar travel will just be absolutely impossible. We'll literally think that we're alone because, the universe is always expanding, right? So the distances between us and the next stars is always expanding. So at a certain point, it will just be unfeasible with our given understanding of physics to be able to even see these things.
My favorite theory, though, is that it's not that we're too early. It's not that we're too late. It's not that everything out there is dangerous. It's that we're so bumpkin redneck bumfuck.
I do like that one a lot too.
That we are the armpit of the universe. Like we are Florida.
Dumbass
We are the
primates,
Florida of
man.
the universe, and everything passes by. Like, nah, man, don't go there. Shit, they don't even have a space Denny's. It's like, man,
They don't have
No,
space
genuinely,
hooters.
that's a really, really fascinating.
so
approach, too.
that's my favorite one. It's like, nah, don't bother with that.
We don't even have a Denny's.
Yep.
Yeah, we don't have a Denny's around here.
So that
What the fuck's up, Denny?
What the fuck is up, dude?
that's my personal theory.
That's a great theory, man.
Well, we
I
got
could
anything
talk about
else?
this for hours, but is there anything else you guys would like to, any other topics, experiences, questions? We feel like we should. No, guess not.
I mean, I'm good.
All right, we covered the
But-
topic a pretty good bit.
But this is your thing. Like, you want to keep talking?
No, I mean,
Anybody else you want to dox?
I mean, it was our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
This one kid.
Obviously, we've doxed him. This one guy in high school, his name was Beep. Fuck that guy. He lives at Beep. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry for yours. No, I think it's interesting. You know, if you're, I don't know. Hope this at least piqued your interest a bit. I hope it kind of brought a little bit of more, awareness to the topic. This isn't just conspiracy theory shit anymore. This is the actual government coming out and saying this. So, if you're interested, information's there.
I mean, if you're real
Tom DeLonge
interested,
was right.
I mean, that's why do you think Blink welcomed him back?
I mean, if you're real interested, just make a Facebook event about raiding Area 51.
Yeah, you could do that.
That'll work well.
That'll work real great.
Sure it will.
Those idiots, they think it's all still at Area 51. They got moved to Area 53 years ago.
I don't know what he's talking about. I always thought it was.
In the most recent Senate hearing, they hold a public hearing on it where the new I don't remember what the government agency is called has been reviewing these things, and they actually disclosed some brand new footage of a Reaper drone from Baghdad that shows this like really high quality metallic orb just floating across the desert and moving in improbable ways. It's pretty fucking crazy. Like there's really wild shit. Like that's the only thing that I really. The thing that's kind of like re-piqued my interest in this topic is just the credibility that these, like high-ranking, reputable officials have come out and actually talked about this. So I just thought it was interesting, and I'm glad I got to talk to you guys about it.
Oh yeah, no, it's super cool. Like a lot of people have been making the comments that the government is releasing all this shit nobody notices because the world's been on fire for 3 years.
No, genuinely.
And if, like half of this had come out in 2018, everyone or 2014, everyone this would have been the story of the year.
It's just
but now it's
like
nobody give a shit.
You've got way more pressing issues. You got to worry about why the fuck your groceries are so much more expensive than last week. For most people, it's just not even.
Did you guys see this?
tracking
Aliens.
on their
Yeah,
own
by paying
importance.
$7 for eggs.
Yeah, exactly. It really is.
Well, there's aliens here. We're destroying our planet.
Yeah, and they're in the scale of importance. It's potentially huge, potentially not. But I think it's interesting to talk about nonetheless.
I just had a funny thought. What if they're documentary crews?
Yeah, well, no, that's
We're
a
about
South
to
Park
get canceled.
episode.
We're about to get
reality
canceled.
TV. That's what we are.
They're going to demolish Earth soon.
Yeah.
The last couple of seasons has been during the writers' strike. That's why things have just been so fucking ridiculous.
They're just showing up like, look what they're doing. Like, how are they doing that?
I mean, I don't know. If we're reality TV, I think we're getting our highest ratings ever right now.
Oh,
Look, I think that if we were concerned about our planet being demolished, we should have gone to the Intergalactic Council and gone to the several meetings they held to talk about these sorts of things.
Well, didn't you know that to get that, you have to go like to Alpha Centauri and go down to like the
Well,
bottom floor basement?
If you can't be ours to go to Alpha Centauri, then we really can't help you.
I'm going to have to go get my towel.
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening to today's episode. It was different from what we usually do, but I like different. Different is fun.
Keeps things fresh.
Because like Nicolas Cage isn't going to make movies forever, but we might do this for the rest of our lives.
Until the aliens kill us all.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about. They show up. They might have a better idea.
Look, if they show up, we'll see if they need entertainment. Like,
No, we got
do you-
that in spades, man.
Do you know how badly I want to live in some sort of human zoo for aliens where they just let me do whatever I want and feed me and I don't have to worry about any of that shit anymore?
That sounds like utopia.
Wouldn't it be the
Frankly.
fucking best? Seriously.
It's like, honestly, it's like, yeah, you just do your funny shit. We'll laugh at you and keep you fed.
Like, no, here's your
Okay.
house. Here's your backyard. Just like live your life. You don't have to go to work. Here's your TV. Here's some video games. We feed you 3 times a day. Here's your exercise wheel. Go about your business. Like here's the enclosure with your other humans. Play D&D once a month. That's real fun. Like that'd be great.
Not even mad about it. Not even mad.
Not even fucking
let's
mad.
fucking go, dude. Come on. Bring it on. Can't be any worse than this shit is now.
All right, so let's do our plugs and beam up for the night. Cannon,
Yes.
where can the people find you on the galactic interwebs?
Well, they can find me at That Cannon Guy on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and TikTok.
Ken,
Yeah, so I don't really do social media much, but I'm pretty much the Ken Logan on everything. If you want to follow that account.
he's not even kidding. He barely answers Messenger.
No, I don't.
I have to text him to tell him to answer his Messenger.
My God. No, in terms of importance for me, it's like texting and then Messenger's like I can get to that later.
Jeremy.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at PressArtF4 for my art stuff. It's also Facebook as well. Occasionally I yell at the moon for being dumb.
The Hollow Moon.
Fuck you, moon! It's full of snakes.
Oh, the Earth's actually hollow.
I also have another show, but this is my home show, called Instruction Booklet, where I do video game history. Our first episode came out. Our official first episode came out last Friday, where we talked about the 1940s up to the 1960s. And you can find all that stuff on like Linktree. There's a link tr.ee/instruction booklet.
It's all on the all you can hear extra channel.
Yes.
For those of you who are subscribed to that already.
Yeah.
I need to teach you guys about domains.
So yeah.
Well, domains are expensive.
Yes.
I bought one.
I mean, I have one for the shop.
I have power something.
You think I'm paying $200 a year for caging greatness bullshit?
$15.
I don't care. I don't want. Do you know how in the red we are?
In the red, my God. Well, maybe there'll be some kind-hearted soul who'll donate a domain to you.
We don't even need to just go buy fucking t-shirts.
Yeah, but domains last until you renew them. T-shirts last forever.
No, but if they buy t-shirts, that gives us money.
Oh, right. Yeah, that does make a difference.
Were you done with your...
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt your spot, man.
Okay. I also have a twitch.tv/backwards0 where I play games every now and then. I'm currently playing a lot of Street Fighter.
Is that a domain, though?
Do you have a direct link to that? Otherwise, I will not visit it.
Fuck off.
Just kidding.
I'm out.
Just my software dev elitism showing.
Why don't you go to another planet?
I wish I could. They won't talk to me.
How about you, Shim?
Well, you can find me at Captain Chimmy's Kinda Art, Captain Chimmy's Almost Music, Captain Chimmy's Toy Box. You can also check out our merch store at tpublic.com/user/caging greatness. A lot of good designs on there. You can come find me here in town at the comic strip. I'll sell you some comics. I also have a life-size E.T. if you like this alien theme. Yeah, and join us. Our schedule's been real wonky. We know. We're doing our best. Like, shit just happens. As far as we are planning right now, we should be recording and having an episode come out every week for the rest of the month of May. And then the first week of June is the next time we're taking a break. That could change in 20 minutes. I don't fucking know. But we thank you for just rolling along with us, and we hope that you've enjoyed the show. And we will see you when we see you. And the next UnCaged, Paddington 2.
Yeah.
Ken's choice 2.
Paddington 2. That's what I said. You're going to watch Paddington 2 with us, right?
You're going to love it. It's going to make you want to
I actually really do want to watch it.
Because like, you're the UnCaged co-host.
I know.
So
I'll watch it.
Alrighty. We'll see you then.
Bye.
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 Nanu nanu.